Hello again to everybody in English 1301. I promised to talk about the four major papers if you're in this online course for University of Texas Permian Basin. There are four major papers in the course. They are of varying lengths, but altogether they will add up to 20 type pages for the semester, not one 20-page paper. Don't worry about that. They're broken down. So the first paper is 3 to 5 pages. The second one is 4 to 5 pages. One is 5 pages, and then a group paper is 5 to 7 pages. So you will need to make sure that by the end of the course that you have not done the minimum on everything to the point where you may have 17 pages instead of 20. You need to extend the group paper or do something to add a page to one of your papers so you don't write just the minimum. But the minimum is very least that you need to do, and doesn't always make for an A paper. It's the basic requirements. If it's really stellar, you could get an A in 3 pages, but chances are to do a subject justice, you would want to write a little longer, include more detail. So all these papers are about writing. This course is writing about writing, and that is why the book club selections are about writing in some form or fashion. The first paper is a literacy autobiography. The first paper is about you, how you learn to read and write, and you will read from Frederick Douglass' Narratives of a Slave, and Helen Keller, who learned to read and write with her hands, and how hard it was because after she was a certain age as a child, she went deaf and blind and was just kind of lost in this dark world. And then the third person is Eva Hoffman. And if you are multi-literate, you have more than one language, and one language was harder for you to learn than the other, you might relate to Eva Hoffman. She came from Poland to America. And it talks about how jarring it was for her to be English as a second language learner. It's great to know more than one language. But these are how you became a reader or a writer. If there was a book, maybe the Harry Potter series or Divergent or Hunger Games or Diary of Anne Frank or something you read that really was profound to you, and you had a definite moment or a book or a memory. So that needs to be 3 to 5 pages. And it'll be after you've read Helen Keller, Frederick Douglass, and Eva Hoffman. Next paper is interview with somebody that does writing on the job. The best thing to do is to pick a field you want to go into if you know what your major is going to be at the university or college level. Then try to find somebody in that field and go talk to them and find out how much writing they do on the job. Get a sample of their writing, and I'll talk about that later. So it's an interview with somebody that does writing on the job, 4 to 5 pages. First one is about you learning to read or write. Second one is about somebody else and the writing they do on the job. Third one is a documented essay that you write yourself and would need to be 5 pages. And it's about a genre of academic writing, and you can get a sample of that writing and describe it, and it's easy to get to 5 pages. I will show you how. And then the fourth paper is a group paper. I will assign groups, and it's 5 to 7 pages plus a works cited. And that means you'll be doing research on a genre or an argument about academic writing. Say you think free writing or creative writing is better to be taught to emerging writers at freshman level instead of nonfiction writing. So your group can pick an argument, and it's 20% of your grade. The papers weigh the most. So right now, while everybody's sweating out points for the small assignments, the papers really weigh in. Literacy autobiography, first paper, 10% of your grade. Interview with a writer, second paper, 20% of your grade. Documented essay, 15% of your grade. And the group paper, 20% of your grade. So it's, let's see, 20. It's more than 50% of your grade is in writing. And that is the big items that weigh heavily, so that we will work up to everything. We will be picking out topics, brainstorming topics, and I will give you sample papers that other students have written so you get an idea of what it looks like and what we're trying to do. So don't worry yet, except do start thinking about how you learn to read and write. And if you are on course and you have time this weekend to read in your online textbook, Reading About Writing, the Eva Hoffman, Frederick Douglass, and Helen Keller unit, see if you can relate to any of them. And if you can and you could quote them, that would be great. Otherwise, if you have another story to tell or to talk about a book that got you engaged in reading and writing, you can do that. So there are some options. Read the prompt, and I will try to find some of the best papers in my other classes to put in the course, probably tomorrow. I don't know if I'll get it done today because I'm making a lot of videos. It seems to help people to talk it out rather than there's so much content in the course to read. Also, if you're sweating out Modern Language Association style in citation quizzes, I do have extra credit to add points to your total quiz grade. At the end of the semester, you need to fill out a course evaluation. Is anonymous, so the only way I'll know is if you take a screenshot and send me, thank you for your completion of this survey, and that would be great. If you can't do a screenshot, then at the end of the semester, send me a question, not the answer. It's anonymous. I won't see this semester, and then I just see rankings, and if you write comments are appreciated. So yeah, I will give you extra credit for that. A lot of instructors don't, because it's a lot of work, because you would have to send me screenshots. I will have to log in everybody's points and add them to the total quiz grade. So, don't panic now. There's chances for you to enhance your grade. We will be doing drafts. The first draft of the literacy autobiographies due February 15th. So it's coming up. You should be thinking about it and maybe write down a few paragraphs when you have some time. Brainstorm what you want to write about. And I'll try to put some papers in. Maybe I can swing it tonight. I have physical therapy today, so it's great. I'm doing great. I'm going to be walking again soon with my broken ankle. So I hope this helps you. Do not hesitate to email me. If you're going to call me, do text first in case I am hobbling around on crutches, and I don't carry my cell phone. Sometimes I do carry it in a sock, but it's really hard to answer and everything on crutches. So I hope this helps you, and if I left anything out that you're unsure about, just go ahead and shoot me an email. So keep going, keep going. Everybody can do this. It's 16 weeks, and we do have spring break in the middle of it. And it's a little bit of a rest time for a week. But some people prefer to keep going. So it's how motivated you are is just as important. And I do accept revisions and drafts because it's not my job just to come up with scores and, to compare everything to rubrics and see, do you have all the requirements? I'm also trying to help you be a better writer. So that's it for today's videos. Thank you, and please read the announcement. The videos are going to be there. And I hope you read your email and encourage your classmates and everybody else to read their email and say, hey, there's another video out. This is Dr. Myers Salcedo. Thank you, and I'll see you at the next video.